What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video throughout all social media platforms. One of the things I got to point out in this Jackson State versus Alabama A&M game, the first half that was the best first half I've seen out of any HBCU this year. Because I know people don't want to admit this, but Alabama A&M was rolling during these last few games. So no one expected that in the first half. And you couldn't even script it even better. The problem was the second half. And this is what Jackson State has to do going forward to elevate their style of play in their talent level. Because they have the talent on paper, but it's all about execution, knowing where you are, aligned and assigned, both offense and defense. And in the second half, I think the energy was just flat. Now, you look at social media, you look at the responses. Some fans are saying, we'll take it. A win is a win. Other fans are saying, we have to finish the game in both halves, and both are right. So going forward for Jackson State, what I want to see is when you're destroying the team in the first half, do not let up. You got to have style points, and you got to win at a high level. I'm telling you this because of scenarios. What if FAMU wins the rest of their games? And the committee's looking at a Jackson State team that won all the rest of their games, but they're not blowouts. So the FCS committee, excuse my language, will be like, well, they're 10-2, but they did not destroy their competition. That's what they're going to do. That's why it's important. Waiting on FAMU to lose games is very tough looking at that schedule. Southern was the toughest opponent so far. Scratch that. I think that may be the toughest opponent left. And they just won that game. So from now on, Jackson State has to not think as the underdog, but think as the hunter. You got to hunt your prey. You got to punch teams in the mouth and make a statement. Now to the game. As you know, Quincy Casey was the starter. I don't know if it's nerves or just anxious to try to beat JSU, but he was off in this game. And that's credit to the Jackson State defense. And didn't I tell you how well rested they'll be? I try to tell you guys, but y'all didn't want to listen. Not the ones that support this channel, but the outsiders who were saying that JSU was making excuses and playing 4 straight away games is just how it is. It's not normal for those who are listening. It's never normal to play 4 straight away games. It's tiring. There's mental fatigue. Your regimen as a football player is altered. And you got to see a full-strength Jackson State team. Those are the facts. The best thing that Alabama A&M did was switch quarterbacks and go to Xavier Langford. Xavier Langford runs the offense well. The players seem to play hard for him. There's nothing against Quincy Casey. It's just what I'm seeing. He's just a grown man. And who knows, if he would have started earlier, maybe they wouldn't have played so bad in the first half. Now on Jackson State, Jason Brown had a solid game, 14 of 26, 202 yards. And 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I repeat, no interceptions. Irv Mulligan doing Irv Mulligan things, 23 carries for 115 yards. And then Ahmad Miller, Aubrey Miller's brother, had that long run, about 40 yards. He had a touchdown. Jacoby Morgan, I was glad that he was in some packages, had 2 touchdowns. So the offense did what they had to do. It's just in the second half, you got to turn it up another level. And I don't blame the offensive coordinator. I think the offensive coordinator calls great plays, but the players have to maximize on the playmaking to make effective scoring drives. You cannot be satisfied because everybody wants to beat Jackson State. As for the defense, they caused 3 interceptions, one by Jaheim Hazel, Keedrain Colligan, and B.J. Washington all had interceptions. They were balling out of control. And I'm happy for the DBs because the DBs was getting shitted on. I think everyone overreacted at Texas State, but they didn't realize Texas State had one of the best scoring offenses in the FBS. And they would have destroyed anybody in the FCS and the HBCU teams as well, no matter if it's SWAC or MEAC. But let me digress. Seven McGee. Man, that brother was balling. He had 2 touchdowns, and he is just getting his legs back. Don't forget he had a injury, I believe a leg injury. Correct me if I'm wrong, family. But when he gets back to full strength, look out, it's going to be trouble. So far, he has 3 touchdowns. And if Seven McGee keeps playing like he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised if Seven McGee gets 10 touchdowns or more. He is going to be a problem in the SWAC, and he has some eligibility left. There's not going to be any defense to stop Seven McGee, especially when he's healthy. So it's really exciting to see. What I want to see from Jackson State going forward on offense, there are times where the QB, Jason Brown, and this is just fair criticism, he locks into Rico Powers a lot. One thing I don't like what offensive teams do is telegraph to one key target. Jackson State has so many weapons on offense, from Seven McGee, Nyrick Sharp, Isaiah Spiller, Duke Miller, DJ Stevens, Fabian McCray, Jency Riley. There's weapons all over the place to be looking at one, because that's what defenses are doing. Defenses are keying into that. And correction, Isaiah Spencer, sorry about that. I don't know why I call him Isaiah Spiller, but Isaiah Spencer. There's too many weapons on this Jackson State offense to key in on one target. And I didn't even mention Hayden Hagler or Jonas Forderline or George McCorley. Man, there's so many tall receivers. And if you don't have tall receivers, the undersized, speedy receivers like Seven McGee, if Jackson State can find an effective way to distribute the ball to different receivers, then defenses won't know who to key in. And then receivers like Rico Powers can keep getting stats because defenses know, let's not just lock into Rico Powers because Duke Miller or Isaiah Spencer or Fabian McCray or Seven McGee or anybody, Kobe Paul, can be open. Andre Hunt, who's probably the fastest player on this team, is the fastest player on this team. There's weapons. But I'm excited for Jackson State. I'm excited for the players because they were getting hated on this whole season so far. Nitpicking. But the players on this team kept their head high and kept balling. And they will continue to ball. As for Alabama A&M, I know people make fun of the head coach, Pink Scooter, and all that stuff. They have a really good team, especially on offense. They've improved a lot. They're 3-3 now, which is a lot better than last year. In my opinion, either they go 2 quarterbacks, whoever has the high end, or you go with Xavier Langford. Nothing against Quincy Casey. He was putting up numbers. Maybe this was an off game because he was so focused on beating Jackson State instead of trying to win the game. And remember, Coach Maynard told people in the press conference, if Quincy Casey starts not thinking about playing the right way, but thinking about beating a certain team, he will sit him in the bench. And that's what he did. So maybe Quincy Casey will start the rest of the games. When he's not playing Jackson State, it's great. When Quincy Casey's not playing Jackson State and he's relaxed and he's playing this game, Alabama A&M looks a lot better. This is not a weak team, meaning Alabama A&M. I think they're going to get their share of wins. Would it surprise me if they go on a big winning streak? No, it would not, because of the offense they have. But y'all know how I do at RawTruth Media. I'm objective. I'm going to talk about the good and bad of both. But I want you to share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, TikTok. Continue to have a blessed day, and I'm out.